time, wait on the gun, we'll be fine. Don't worry about pushing things, whether it's physically pushing or just picking up the tempo before the gun starts. Heat number 8 on the oval in a good mix. We have Wingate, Utah State, Davidson, Johns Hopkins, Middle Tennessee State Central College. Penn, again, just can't wait to get out to see that new oval on the Philadelphia campus. Boston University's Abby Waddington, the Tennessee Vols, Arkansas State, High Point, Flagler, Battle Road Track Club. Always a nice thing to see him here at BU, usually wearing that St. Patrick's Day greenish uniform. Louisville and Fordham, don't forget about the UNB Reds from New Brunswick in Canada. All right, down the back straight, working lap number 2 of 15. Coming down to start finish, a long drawn out procession, 70 seconds and change for our lead group. And again, representing the UNB Reds, as I just mentioned, they're in the lead. That is Sierra Rodriguez from UNB Reds. Check that, that's actually, looks like 23. So do we have that on your program? I do not. So it looks like we have another runner in there, but it looks like that UNB Reds kit. All right, that unknown runner in the lead in heat number 8 of the 3,000 meters. 5Ks still to come on our concluding day of this year's live coverage of the David Hemery Valentine Invitational. All right, through 4 laps, half mile, 2:28. Let's say who is sitting in the number 2 position. That is wearing number 1 from Wingate, I do believe. Looks like a Wingate uniform, and it is for Deus Harache. Sitting second, they will come up on 1K. We've been pretty much dialed in right about that 9:30. 3:06 for the opening kilo, 9:18 pace. Very nice number on the board for this group early on in heat number 8. Six down, 9 to go at 3:44. Still our leader, wearing that UNB Reds kit. And she does have one of her teammates back in the field. That is, again, Sierra Rodriguez from UNB Reds, wearing number 21. There it is, Georgia Bernard. Finally get the opportunity to give her some credit. As Bernard stepped aside, her day is over. As Bernard, the junior, doing some pacing work for the UNB Red squad. And the rest of the ladies in heat number 8. Our new leader, representing Wingate, Harachi.
That's Firdaus Hariche, the freshman, representing the D2 school out front in the golden kit for the Bulldogs. Rocking the sweats, interesting wardrobe choice. Of course, we've seen a couple of athletes have to wipe sweat off their brows mid-races, but she clearly is absorbing it. She likes this track, and she likes her current position on the lead of this field.
And right now just giving up the #1 spot.
That's Caroline Barton.
Running unattached, wearing number 9. And pulling along behind her, that is Nora Wallen from the University of Pennsylvania.
As a slightly colorblind person, it's hard for me to pinpoint whether that kid is exactly red or orange by Barton, but she will be wearing orange as a collegian for Princeton University, hailing from the Carolina Day School out of Asheville in west central North Carolina.
Caroline Barton in front.
She is a 10:17.91 3,200 meter runner, as she showcased at the Fleet Feet Dash for Doobie 3,200 meters, a polar bear race factored into the indoor calendar at the end of November. One of the fastest times in the indoor polar bear season in the country.
In fact, I'm surprised she's not maybe a little further up in the heats, maybe number 6. Again, at that 10:17, we'll see how she reacts to the collegiate environment. Caroline Barton getting prepped for her next fall and spring on the college side.
And she's going to be competing against the woman in second, Nora Wolin, who will be entering her senior year next year for the Quakers of UPenn. Currently a junior, seated at 9:43.19. Barton at 9:39.55, expected to go a step further perhaps. She loosens her arms a la another high schooler we got to witness go New York #2 all-time and US #1 in the 1,000, Zariel Makia, who always does that little shoulder arm loosen move midway through her races, signifying she's getting ready for her big kick. Barton,
the next time by,
yes.
4 laps, as Barton starting to stretch things out.
On the note of that big finishing kick, Barton has showcased the ability to go sub 450 over a 1600. So having that speed, she's really starting to exhale now, let loose. She does it again there on the back stretch, loosening those arms. And I think it's becoming more clear the more I look at her jersey that that is just a slightly darker shade of orange than she'll be wearing in her years to come as a Princeton Tiger.
Caroline Barton looking all in with her eyes as she comes to start finish. 3 laps remaining. Definitely engaged, not in over her hands. Again, you see that arm shakeout right at start finish, with Wolin dropping back just a little bit, but still in the #2 position for the Quakers of Penn.
In the top position among Division II runners now in the new #2 spot in the overall race. That is Taylor Stone of Flagler, coming all the way up from St. Augustine in Florida. We haven't called her name all race, but that means that she's been hiding in the shadows, lurking, waiting for her time. And that time is soon to come as she is steadily closing ground on the high schooler in front of her into the final 400.
And again, just trying to remain in that comfort zone. Caroline Barton shaking out those arms, trying to relieve some of that heaviness. And we'll see if she does it on the back straightaway. Seemed like every 100 meters. Now we just rolled through the back straight. Not that time by. Took a big look though over her inside shoulder, because she might have heard some fans cheering or maybe the footfalls. And from Flagler, that is Taylor Stone in the #2 spot. 1 to go.
Stone has gained more than a second in this last lap span, but Barton waiting until this last lap to unleash her true kick. She has kept her arms loose for this moment, trying to become one of just 2 high schoolers to have broken 9:30 this season, getting wide-eyed into the final 100.
9:11 on the clock with 100 meters to go. She's going to break 9:30, but will she be the winner? Here comes Taylor Stone from Flagler. But Barton has enough, digs in, drives to the line, 9:26.63 seconds.
#2 in the country for Caroline Barton. She loves that time. And what I love to see at the top of that main straightaway as she came to the finish was some of the Boston University athletes on the infield cheering her on. I'd imagine they may have felt a little bit of a sour taste once they found out she wouldn't be coming to share her talents with the Terriers as a collegian, but of course, friendly competition to come in the years to ensue. Caroline Barton being welcomed to Boston University, where she'll spend a number of her competing days for her future Ivy League program, the Princeton Tigers, coming all the way up from Carolina Day School in Asheville, a town that was devastated by hurricanes this past summer. I can imagine the difficulties that Caroline